Okay, so let's get into some specifics about hashtags. First of all, they always start with the pound sign, which on a keyboard is above the number 3 key on a laptop or desktop, and um, I don't know where it is on your cell phone. But they're not going to work if you put any spaces in there. You can't put a comma or a period or any kind of symbols in there. Now you can use numbers. However, you can't use numbers by themselves. They always need to have text involved. And you want to use relevant and specific hashtags. If you use hashtags that don't have anything to do with your post, well, that's just spam, and you're going to alienate anybody that does find you when they come to your post and they see that it's nothing about what they were looking for. You're just a spammer, basically. Now, if it's too obscure of a hashtag, yeah, probably nobody will find it because nobody's searching for those things. And if it's too popular, well, I'm going to talk about that a little later. Now, try not to make the hashtag too long where it's too hard to remember or type it in. The best ones are relatively short and easy to remember. And then the other thing is you got to make sure your account is public, because if you use a hashtag on a private account, only your followers will see it. It's not going to help you attract new people, see, so make sure your account's public. And then limit the amount of hashtags that you use. I mean, a lot of them you can use up to 30, but you kind of start looking spammy when you do that. I'm going to talk more about that later, but and also why the biggest, most popular hashtags may be kind of worthless to you if you're just starting out. All right, so how do you find these hashtags? Well, one thing, you should monitor and check out all of your competitors and other people that are very popular on whatever platform you're using. And look what they do. See what hashtags they're using and how many they're using. And you can use hashtag tools too. Like we use hashtagify.me. There's lots of tools out there. I'm not promoting this one over any other ones, but that's ones we happen to use. And one thing you can do, kind of like the David Meerman Scott, Rayco Scott's dad, who wrote a book and coined the term newsjacking, which is now it's actually in the dictionary now. But newsjacking goes hand in hand with what we call trends. So trending hashtags is like newsjacking. In other words, it's easier to get in radio and TV and get interviews if you're talking about something that's already in the news. That's what newsjacking is. Well, making posts about things that are trending and getting, more and more traction in the social media platforms can help you be found. See, because they sometimes fade away too, but for the short run, it could get you more followers and a lot more engagement. So those are trending hashtags. And one of the cool ones is called Write Tag. That's RITETAG. It'll look at your caption, and you can even put the photo up that you're going to use in your thing, and it'll generate trending hashtag suggestions based on what your content is. That's pretty cool. I personally haven't used that one, but a lot of people rave about that. All right, now, where do you put these hashtags? Well, there's some controversy about this. I'm talking about Instagram right now. But I've seen some of the biggest accounts on Instagram put them in the first comment instead of the post caption. That's what I happen to do, because you want to keep the caption, clean as possible and not look spammy. But if you have just a couple hashtags, you can push them down way to the bottom. You have to know how to do that with either getting an app that'll put spaces in your caption, or you put a period, and you can there's tricks to put spaces in captions. And so you can put a few at the bottom, but I happen to put it in the first comment to just keep the caption nice and clean. Now on YouTube, you can put up to 15. Well, by the way, on Instagram, you can put up to 30, but you hardly ever see that. You really want to pick